Russia's war in Ukraine has so far forced 8.1 million Ukrainians to flee their homes. Neighboring countries, and especially Poland, have borne the brunt of the exodus that followed. Less than a week after the war started, the EU, for the first time in its history, activated its Temporary Protection Directive. It meant Ukrainians fleeing the war were given temporary residency status without having to go through complex asylum procedures. The Polish government currently estimates that 1.5 million Ukrainian refugees remain in the country, 1 year on from Russia's full-scale invasion. Dozens of NGOs in Poland and local authorities have since then helped to prevent the crisis from becoming a humanitarian disaster.
Situation in our city is completely different than before. Of course, we still have many refugees. Now it is between 30 and 40,000 refugees, but in the peak of the crisis we had here 100,000 refugees. And normally our city has 200,000, so we gave them accommodation, food, healthcare, education. It was a big challenge. We need new flats for example, for refugees, maybe a little cheaper flats for the refugees. We need to find them job here because they want to be financial independent. And of course we have to give them Polish lesson, education system in our city. We have 2,000 children in our schools. Our schools are full, so for sure we will establish new schools, new kindergartens, and for sure we will need money for it. So maybe something like government special program, maybe EU special program for cities with refugees.
Back in Brussels, the ask from frontline countries falls on sympathetic ears.
Housing remains a concern for many member states, as many refugees are in big cities where there already may be a housing shortage. Schooling, meanwhile, is more or less a success story, as we have around 750,000 children in our schools. While the emergency situation has passed, the EU's financial support will have to continue in the long term.
The EU recently extended the Temporary Protection Directive until March 2024 and has launched a pilot platform to help Ukrainians to find employment in member states. With the outcome of the war far from clear, Ukraine, meanwhile, is bracing for all possibilities. The country's western city of Lviv, since the start of the war, has become a major humanitarian hub, not only for those leaving the country, but also fleeing internally. Most recently, a new container town for internally displaced people has been built in the city, with the support of the Polish and British governments. It's the fourth place of this type in the area, with the ability to shelter around 600 to 800 people. However, it does not run on full capacity yet, conscious of the uncertain course of the war.